Mike Hauser, the general manager at the Morrisville Co-op. Tell us a little bit about this business. You said I think we were talking the other day, and you were saying it had been in the planning stages for a long time, and they just opened last fall, or
we opened in September. And it had been in the planning stages for roughly 7 years.
Wow!
And a lot of good, dedicated folks involved in that over those years, and putting a lot of hard work and doing a lot of exploration and planning to pull it all together. And we finally opened our doors last September, and it's been going great.
You know, you think of a co-op generally very strong in natural foods and sort of healthy products and this sort of thing. You also have some sort of conventional stuff too, I gather. Is that right?
Right. We definitely focus on healthy and local foods. That's we want it to be a place where you can come and feel good about what you're buying and eating, and know that it's good for you. But we really are working hard to sort of cover the whole range in terms of affordability, and so we have a lot of it is organic. We do have food that's not organic but more conventional, but still healthy and prepared well, and we have a big emphasis on locally produced both produce and other value-added products. And
is there hot food there? You know, sort of like an eat-in component.
We do. I'll turn that over to Elizabeth, because that's something that she's been working really hard on.
I also manage the cafe. It's one of my other hats. So we have been offering soups from Susanna's Catering, which is just down the street from us, and also from Joe's Kitchen. But recently we started to add our own soups made in-house. Soups is what we started in terms of hot food.
Yep.
We also have pastries every morning brought in fresh, and we just started a new grab-and-go program where we're serving salads like tuna salad and beet salad and broccoli slaw and tabbouleh salad that we have in our grab-and-go. So you really can get lunch, you can get breakfast. We don't yet have sandwiches, which is probably one of the biggest questions that we get. But we will eventually as we grow and as we reply to customer demand.
That's I mentioned earlier, I live in Montpelier, and there's the Hunger Mountain Co-op down there, and boy, that seems to be a big draw for them, as they have this, you know, a hot bar where you can go in there and get a wide range of different things for lunch or dinner or whatever, and you always see a line of people around there digging into the salad or the macaroni and cheese or whatever it is they're offering for their various hot entrees. So that is I see co-ops in the City Market in Burlington, I think has a really strong cafe element as well. So that is something that I can understand why you might be thinking about branching into but one thing at a time. I mean, after all, you guys have been open 9 months now or so?
Right, exactly.
So it is something that. Now tell me about the community and the support from the community for this. I mean, are people coming in and saying, you know, we finally have a good natural food co-op in Morrisville, and are you feeling like the community is really behind you?
Absolutely. It's every day we have more and more people coming in saying, I haven't been in here yet. I didn't even know this was here. It's great. I'm so happy to discover this and to be able to find the kinds of products that we have, and to know that we're so tied in with the local community is something that people really appreciate. So the support's been excellent.
And I think one of the things that we're particularly proud of and makes us unique is that we're small enough that we can be responsive to customer demand. Pretty much we place orders for products every day. And so if a customer needs something and they're planning to buy it regularly and they come into the co-op and say, oh, I really want that particular item, we can usually source it and get it into the store within a week. And I think that customers really like that kind of responsiveness, particularly for unusual items that they look to a co-op to have. We've been really able to do that, and I think that makes a difference to how we stand in the community.
I'll let you each take a stab at this one. What's been the biggest surprise so far in what your customers want? I mean, are you saying, wow, I had no idea so many people in town would want this particular product? Is there anything that comes to mind in that way?
Yeah, so I manage the meat program, and so people think of co-ops as where vegetarians and vegans go, and certainly many of our customers are vegetarian and vegan, but we have an enormous demand for naturally raised, humanely raised chicken, beef, fish, all those, the animal proteins, and that really surprised me. We sell through our Misty Knoll order every week. We sell through the beef that we order. We sell through it really quickly, and it's clearly something that people want, and we are really happy to be able to provide that.
I'm sure the vegetarians and vegans out there will hate me for this, but I have to confess, I love nothing better than a nice locally grown, grass-fed, humanely raised steak, nice ribeye or something.
We have some beautiful Delmonico's right now.
I may have to stop by on the way out of town today. That's great. What about you, Mike, in terms of just anything surprising along those lines in terms of what people want?
Well, a couple things that sort of pair well together is we have a small case but very well stocked full of artisan cheeses, and people are very definitely coming in and gravitating, going directly to those cheeses, and we sell through that very quickly. And then on the other part of it, the pairing piece is we are selling a lot of wine, but not just everyday wine you can find elsewhere. We're really working on bringing in labels that you might not be able to or might not be familiar with, but part of the events that we do on a regular basis are tastings. So we give people an opportunity to actually taste those wines, and then they come back time and time again and buy what they like. So,
boy, a lot of wine and cheese and steaks. It sounds like people are living it up here in Morrisville.
It is true that people bring people, their families and their friends, whether it's for skiing or for hiking or biking. People bring people to Vermont, and everyone wants to try the local specialties.
Yeah, sure.
The cheese case is award-winning cheese. The wines, organic wines, different wines. The meats, those are not necessarily available other places, and people know Vermont's food system is unique, and we are really highlighting a lot of that, and it's a lot of fun. We talk to people all day long about the kinds of things they want to take home to sample out with their families.
Mike, talk to me a little bit about any challenges. You're the general manager of the MoCo, and I know you're right in the center of town here. Do you feel like you have ample parking, and is the sort of physical aspect of where you are, is it working out well for this business?
It is. We are fortunate to be just adjacent to a public parking, a good-sized public parking lot right behind the Peck's Flower Shop, in fact. And so, and there's some on-street parking right in front of the store as well. So that generally is not an issue for us at this point. So that's great. The location where we are right in the downtown, we're one street over from what most people consider the main street. So for some folks, they have yet to discover us just one block over, but we certainly are conveniently located, and we consider it to be a great advantage and part of what our mission to be centrally located, so that we are an easy access point for folks living right in the downtown area to be able to access food. And the challenge I think that we have in that regard is just not only bringing in the food that is affordable for people of all income levels, but then to get the word out that we actually do have that in the store. And the expectation for a lot of people is that food co-ops are expensive and just for elite people and members, and really we're trying very hard to offer something for everybody and get people to come in and explore what we have.
And tell me about the one thing about this location in the center of town, especially when I was talking earlier with Todd Thomas and Tricia Fullert, town officials, about trying to add housing in the center of Morrisville. Do you have a sense of what sort of percentage of your customers now are coming in pedestrians versus driving in?
I don't know that we have an exact percentage, but I do know we have many people coming in by foot and on bike, and I don't know percentage-wise, but I'd say it's a significant portion of our customers are very much located in the downtown area and appreciate the fact that they don't have to drive to come get their milk and their bread and their staple foods.
We have several people who stop before they get on the bus in the morning. They stop and get their coffee and a pastry, so that because the bus stop is right in front.
Oh, that's great.
And
convenient.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, we are about out of time. Mike Hauser, General Manager of the Morrisville Food Co-op, and Elizabeth Casparian, the Marketing and Events Coordinator there. It's really great to have you stop by and talk to us on the Dave Graham Show here at WDE